If you're sitting on a lot of airline miles and credit card points, but you're just not sure how to use them to book really awesome business class flights, I'm going to give you a behind the scenes of how an expert travel hacker finds the best business class flight deals using their airline miles. And if you want the quick checklist I use when finding great business class flight deals, just drop an over the shoulder below. I'll get that right to you. Now, I got a message from a friend who needs some help booking a flight to Madagascar. And they live in Washington, D.C. So for today's video, we're going to find a flight from Washington, D.C. to Madagascar in March of 2025. And we're going to use business class points for it. If you're a beginner, what I'd recommend is going on websites like Rome.travel. Now, Rome.travel, it's basically a search website, and you put in where you're flying out of, where you're flying to, and the dates you want to go. And they spit out a lot of the best travel redemptions you can use for your credit card points. The main downside is a lot of times the data can be inaccurate. So when you click on the deal and then you go into the airline website to book, sometimes it doesn't exist. Or maybe someone got to that deal before you did. Then we have to do it manually and search directly on the airline websites, which is a pain in the ass, but I'm going to show you some tips to make it a little bit easier. I use a website called flightconnections.com. It basically just shows you what airlines and what legs that a flight travels to. So here's what I mean. So up here in the origin, I'm going to put IAD, it's Washington, D.C. And then the destination, I put TNR, which is Madagascar. We see there's two different ways to fly there, either from Washington to Ethiopia or from Washington to Paris. So if we click the Paris one, we see here that there's two different options. You can either fly Air France or United Airlines. Let's click on airfrance.com. Put in Washington Dulles Airport as the origin and then the destination. Let's just see how much these flights cost. So with points, it looks, let's see, the lowest fare, 206,000 miles. Yes, 206,000 miles, that seems to be the winner. Because 406,000 miles is way too much for this type of flight. The other is United Airlines. So here, United Airlines, let's go to the United website. So we got Washington, D.C. to Madagascar. We're going to book this with miles and find flights. There's lots of opportunities to fly to Madagascar from Washington, D.C. in business class for just 80,000 miles. So already you're saving like 120,000 miles just by going to a different website, even though it's on the same day. So I know that in this situation, United is cheaper. So it might make you think, okay, anytime I want to fly, I'm just going to go straight to United. But what separates an average traveler from an expert travel hacker is they look at all the options. Because a lot of times I'll search United first, but sometimes United is more expensive than Air France. So at the end of the day, the main tip is go to flightconnections.com, see what airlines go to those destinations that you want to go to, and search on both websites. If you want my checklist on how I do this every single time I book a business class flight, just drop an over the shoulder below, get that right to you.